fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, is just me flat ironing my hair for the first time in almost 3 years. Now you may be asking yourself, haven't I seen your hair straight on this channel before? Yes, but that was professionally done. If I was gonna only flat iron my hair one time a year, you best believe somebody else was gonna do it. I wasn't gonna attempt it, but I have not used my own flat iron, which I spent a pretty penny on back in 2014 in a long time. So I wanted to use it today and put pen to pad, put flat iron the hair, and see if I have it, if I still have the ability to flat iron my hair. Now this will be the last time you see my hair straight in a whole year, so I'm not gonna flat iron my hair for almost the entirety of 2019, probably not until December 28th, 2019. But if you want to see how I did it this year, 2018, and got this look, just keep watching.
Now, I've already gone ahead and shampooed my hair, and for that, I use the Shea Moisture Raw Shea Butter Moisture Retention Shampoo. And for deep conditioner, I'm using the Shea Moisture Intense Hydration Hair Mask. And now for the deep treatment of my hair, I'm just going to take my plastic cap as well as my steamer and sit up under the steamer for a full treatment. And what a full treatment is until the water runs out or the machine makes kind of a beeping noise, just depending on what kind of steamer you have. I typically start with the cap on my head, and then progressively, as I'm sitting under the steamer for longer and longer, I start to take the cap off. I know a lot of times you don't do that in like a public setting if somebody else is using the steamer, but quite frankly, I'm the only person who uses a steamer. This is my steamer, so I don't feel any type of way about letting the hair just get all the moisture it can by just being out there in the steamer. The cap does a good job, but the low porosity of my hair just needs all the steam that it can get. So next I'm going in with my product that is both my leave-in and heat protected, and it has to be my Hawaiian Silky 14-in-1 Miracle Worker. You guys know I love this for not only my natural hair but also my crochet hair. It's just a really good dual use product. So as you can see, my hair is separated into sections, and that is so I can work in kind of smaller sections. So what I'm doing is putting in the leave-in / heat protectant, then detangling that hair, and then going in with the blow dryer. So blow drying my hair is one of my least favorite things of the day. I just hate blow drying my hair. Wash day is not a fun day for me. When I take out a crochet hair and it's wash day and it's blow dry day, it ain't a pretty day because as you can see, my hair is very thick. But I'm just gonna blow dry the entirety of my hair, which is going to take quite some time. Also, before I get any questions about what kind of blow dryer I'm using, it is just some random Hot Tools blow dryer that I bought from my local beauty supply store, Tyson, about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So it's very old, and I can't even claim it to be the best. It's just what I have. Now, after I've completed the grueling task of blow drying my hair, it's time for the flat iron. Now, before I get all the comments about I'm not doing it right, I should have sectioned my hair a little bit better, I should use a comb instead of a brush to chase, blah, 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 blah. Look here, you're dealing with a girl who has not flat ironed her own hair in almost 3 years. You gotta just work with me through the process. I know there's a better way for me to do it, a more intricate way, but after you get done blow drying your hair and spend all that time, you really just ready for this process to be done. So you just gonna grab your flat iron, get your brush, and just start going ham in no particular order.
Tell me what you want to know. I go give you all that more.
So as I mentioned in the intro, this is a flat iron I bought in 2014. It is the Babyliss Pro Nano 1-inch straightener, and I bought this from Ulta 4 years ago. I was so proud of myself. I saved up like $30 to $40 in Ulta rewards points. So I was like, the one thing I'm gonna buy is this flat iron because it is super expensive. It was still super expensive even with my points, but I just heard this was the best on the line, so I had to have it. Bought it 4 years ago. I really did use it up those 2 years that I was putting heat to my head, but then once I gave it up in 2016, I gave this flat iron over to my sister and my mother so they could get some use out of it, because it was no use using it if I was going to be crocheting my hair 24/7. But it is a really good flat iron if you are in the market for one. Again though, very expensive. Also, I know I'm going to get a lot of questions from you guys out there. Leah, how long did it take you to do this from start to finish? I'm going to go ahead and say right now, don't use me as a guideline on this. Now, I'm filming, on top of the fact that, as you can see, I did take a little break to do my makeup, as well as a off-camera Krispy Kreme little intermission that I had. I had a couple of glaze and a couple of glaze cream filled in between this process. So please don't go by me. But if I had just sat down and did it, it pretty much would have taken me about maybe 2 hours and maybe 15 minutes, just to be honest, just because my hair is very thick, and it just is an overall long process to both blow dry and flat iron my hair.
Youngbodzy, baby, oh. Youngbodzy, baby, oh. It's a bad man thing,
So after I get done with that flat iron, I go in with my curling iron, simply because when my stylist does my hair, she always adds little curls at the bottom of it, and she actually uses the flat iron for that, but I myself don't got the flick of the wrist to be able to make my flat iron curl my hair. So I go in with my curling iron just to see if I can get that same kind of body that she gets whenever she does my blowout styles. You guys will see at the end if I was able to actually achieve that or not, or maybe you saw at the intro, but I was trying to add a little bit of body to my hair.
Tell me what you want to know. Me, I no go lose control. Bad man, I feel your flow. Wine I'm slow. This one will be private show. Tell me what you want to know. I go give you all and more. Bad man, I feel your flow.
Now this curling iron is also from the Babyless line. I actually bought this maybe 7 years ago. I was still in college when I bought this, only because at that time I could not afford the flat iron, which I knew was really good, but I was like, I'll settle for, the curling wand and see if that'll do a good job. Now it does do a fairly good job, but again, I think you can get something a little bit cheaper. Now this was less than maybe like $40 on Amazon at the time, but for me, I've had better, cheaper curling irons. So the next thing you're seeing me do is another thing that I have taken from my stylist, and that is wrapping my hair after I've gotten done with the flat iron and the curling wand. Now, if you're a stylist, down below in the comments, please let me know what this does, because I'm not fully aware, but my stylist always does it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it in this video. And since I don't have a dryer, so she usually saran wraps my hair and then sits me under the dryer for like a minute, I don't got no sit under dryer. I invested my money in that steamer that y'all saw earlier. I had an idea of either a sit under steamer or sit under dryer, and I went with the steamer option. So I'm just going to go in with my handheld blow dryer and go ahead and heat that thing up for not even that long, maybe 30 seconds. So finally I take that saran wrap off, and then we have the finished look.
So this is the finished look. Let me get you a little kind of turn around so you guys can kind of see, kind of thicker in the back. And then over here as well, give you guys kind of a full look at the hair and how it is looking. Overall, I have to say, I think it turned out okay. I think my one concern with my hair is going to always be my ends. My ends are always kind of not as, they don't have the same feel as up here. So when I do my deep conditions and my treatments, I really need to focus a lot more on my ends, because I don't think they're getting the love and attention they require, especially since my hair is colored. I don't know if you can really see, but you guys can tell this is a different color than that. But I think overall it turned out really well. Also, another thing, I love my Hawaiian Silky. Go hard for as a leave-in as well as for my crochet braids. Love the Hawaiian Silky. But for this as a thermal protectant, and when you're going to flat iron your hair afterwards, love it for if you're going to do a protective style. But if you're going to do a flat iron, I think it's a little bit too heavy of a product. Leaves your hair a little bit heavier than, say, you went to a professional. When I get my professional blowouts, my hair doesn't feel as heavy as it feels right now. It feels a little bit too heavy, I would say. So it's a little bit too heavy of a product for when you're going to flat iron your hair, but still go hard for my Hawaiian Silky. But you guys be the judge. How do you overall like this? Do you guys see the progression? Take it all in, because you ain't gonna see it straight again throughout 2019. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Even if you didn't enjoy this video, still give it a big thumbs up. We want all the support out there. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my content. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
She a gypsy girl, she a fine like the sunrise. The way she move make a man cry.